Hi, my name is Gender Meowster, and I am 1 year, 1 month, and 0 weeks on testosterone, and 2 months, 3 weeks on injectable testosterone. So I've got three or four things to check in on today. Um, First of all, people have been commenting on what I should do with my body hair, which is really annoying. Um, I think we reached a point in uh, maybe civilized Western society, as opposed to uncivilized Western society, where we no longer tell women what to do with their body hair. And so I had three different people at three different times in the last week or two have opinions about if I should shave the hair on my face or not. And um, to be honest, like, I went through a lot of pain and suffering to grow every single one of these hairs on my face. And no, I don't want to shave it off. Like, it's a lot of work. It doesn't grow faster if you shave it off. I asked my barber. It's a myth. And anyway, so what I actually am thinking of doing instead is texting my barber and being like, hey, is it possible that we can dye the blonde little peach hairs on my face so that people can see them better? And my beard is more obvious to everyone else because I know it's there. You know, I can feel it when I touch it. I've got my little mustache growing in and all of this going on. But it's hard to see, if you're further away from my face or if I've got my mask on or whatever. And so um, anyways, I haven't texted them yet, but I would like to. So that's the first thing. Um, okay, the second thing is about genitals. So if you're squeamish about that, just skip the rest of this check in. I will not be talking about sex. But I will say that the testosterone has been drying my lower parts out a lot, like very dry. And I went to see the gynecologist this week because it's all very irritated and puffy and grumpy. Um, and we did a pH test, and 4.5 or less is normal. And it was like nearly seven or something, or nearly six, or it was very high. The strip was very green, and it is not supposed to be that green. So we realized that my balance down there is all off, and part of it is because to deal with all of the smells that testosterone is making my body produce, I've been using soap in more places, and the doctor was like, "You have to stop using your soap down there. Don't do that." It's like, okay. And the other thing is because I've been on testosterone for over a year, like I'm going through menopause basically. I call it manopause. Um, but everything in there is just like drying out, and like I have lost some space, shall we say. And I was joking that, maybe Capybara and I need to do stretch goals together because she's trans femme and she has her maintenance activities she has to do with her dilator to maintain her little warehouse down there. And so she was like, actually, that's not a bad idea. So now I'm thinking maybe Capybara and I will both do our maintenance activities together. Not in a sexy way, just like in a, oh, well, we're both laying here with things in there to make sure our stuff stays put. Um, Anyways, so just this morning, I had my first it's like a pencil sort of applicator thing, and on the very end is this little pill of estrogen. And so even though I'm AFAB, now I need to take estrogen um, internally down there in my little warehouse, if you will, um, to help deal with basically the menopause that I'm going through, um, which is like I never thought in my trans journey that I would also have to go on estrogen. And then there was lots of crying this morning. I don't know if that's related to estrogen or the stress of moving my whole house and also being trans. Um, but anyways, hopefully, you know, everything will be the correct pH balance and balance of wet to dry once more because it is very desert like right now and uncomfortable and a bummer. Okay, so that's enough talking about that. The last thing is I've been listening to this podcast a lot lately that documents trans men and their experiences, and a bunch of these trans men have gone from being lesbians to gay men. Like, they were attracted to people of similar gender identities and presentations either way, but when they transitioned, they flip flopped over. And so now I have all this like anxiety, angst, and fear about like, what if I am like pansexual instead of lesbian, and what if that whole thing, and there's a lot of fear and feelings because I'm married to a woman and that's not going to change. And so then it's like, oh no, what if this thing happens? I don't know. So it's just a whole anxiety inducing thing. So that, plus I couldn't get my coffee figured out this morning because we just moved and I couldn't find all the pieces to make the coffee happen, led to a very distressing morning. And that's the start of my day. It's all of that, just dealing with like trans health needs and moving and stress. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a pretty bow to put on the end of today's check in. It's, you know, moving is already stressful, and then throw in your body changing on top of it all, and that's the time. Um, yeah, no pretty bows today, but gratitude that you all are here. So that's the end of my check in for now.